Plum here, g'day champions, how's it going? And welcome back to another Division 2 build video. Today we're going to go back over my go-to PvE farming build. Firstly though, a quick apologies for the lack of build videos lately. I've got a lot going on in my life at the moment and that's taking priority. I want to say a quick thanks to all of those that have reached out to me with well wishes and support. Okay, back to the build video, let's talk it up a little bit.
It's good to be back in the saddle.
Heroic content with all directives, too easy. Anyone that's been following me and the channel for a while knows that this is one of my favorite builds when it comes to casual run and gun farming. I use this pretty often when I'm streaming over on Twitch and I'm always getting people asking, Plum, what's the build? It's been ages since I posted it, so I thought I'd go back through and do a refresher for Title Update 21. This is my run and gun Hunter's Fury Memento build. This is one of the easiest builds to make and use in the game. It's very user friendly and honestly you can pretty much use any gun that you like regardless of your SHD watch level or your expertise. Obviously the higher your level, the more optimized your build, the higher expertise that you have on your weapon, the more damage your total build will do.
Get your spectral sock out, nerds. It's gonna get good.
I've used this combo for years with the Chatterbox even before the whole expertise system. But more recently I've been using it with the Ouroboros for that insane RPM. Look, if you haven't done the incursions and you don't have this gun, don't sweat it. The Lady Death is another great option if you want to use an exotic SMG. But what if you don't have any exotic guns yet? Well, it's okay, the Dark Winter smashes. Okay, hold up, that's a DZ exclusive, so if you don't like the Dark Zone, you might not have that weapon. It's all good, any SMG will do. Here's a little bit of gameplay with a regular SMG Banshee with the talent Optimus, and we're taking down heroic NPCs, all directives, like it's a walk on the beach. That's just how good this build is.
That was easy.
Insane damage, insane survivability, but most importantly, it's a lot of bloody fun. Righto, so welcome back to all you amazing subscribers, and if you're new to the channel and you're enjoying the content, make sure that you smash that subscribe button. If everyone can take a second to engage with the video, a like, a share, a comment, it's all going to help with the magic and the wizardry of the YouTube algorithm. Reaching a goal of 200 likes on this video would be absolutely amazing. If you do want to support me and the channel just that little bit more, we do now have channel memberships. Click the join button below to see all the perks. And if you want to catch me live in action, jump on over and drop a follow on Twitch. All the links for all my other socials are in the description below. Righto, with all that said and done, let's jump in and quickly check out this build. My personal go-to with this one is 3 reds, 4 blues, and 1 skill tier. We're going to be using 4 pieces of the Hunter's Fury gear set, we've got 1 Grupo, and we've got the Memento backpack. Now it is going to come down to player preference whether you want to use the piece of Grupo or a piece of Sokolov here. I've tested both out and honestly in PvE there's not much of a difference. Grupo is obviously going to increase that crit damage just that little bit further, but Sokolov does increase your base damage. Personal preference, I'm going with Grupo. Now this balance of core attributes I feel is the better setup for newer players to the game. It's going to give you a ton of damage and a ton of survivability. I've run this build a heap of different ways, with less armor and more armor, but this is the sweet spot for me. When it comes to a specialization for run and gun PvE builds, it's hard to go past Gunner. The 10% armor on kill works great in combination with Hunter's Fury and the Memento backpack. Every third reload is 50% faster. We regenerate ammo for both us and our team members every 60 seconds. And we also get a rate of fire increase by 5% on kill for 5 seconds. If you want to try out a different specialization for yourself, go for it and let us know how it went in the comments. Now, when it comes to our primary weapon, you can use any SMG you like. At the moment, I've been using the Ouroboros, but I know that this is an incursion exclusive and a lot of players mightn't have it. Again, the Lady Death is an amazing gun on this build, but you might not have that either. The Chatterbox is probably going to be your easier exotic to get, mainly because you just need to craft it. You get the pieces from this from Hyena boxes, and then you get the blueprint from Grand Washington. Pretty simple stuff. If you are lucky enough to have the DZ exclusive, the Dark Winter, this thing works a treat. But trust me, if you don't have any of those, just use a regular SMG, it's gonna work. I've got this very straightforward Banshee. It's got 12 expertise, damage to targets out of cover, and the talent is Optimus, and this thing absolutely shreds in heroic content. Your primary weapon is going to be player preference. Try a few out, see what works for you. For the gear on the build, first up is our mask, and it's our Hunter's Fury. Using 4 pieces of this unlocks all the bonuses, so we get 15% shotgun and SMG damage, 20% armor on kill and 50% health on kill, and the talent Apex Predator. Enemies within 15 meters receive a debuff, amplifying your weapon damage against them by 20%. Killing a debuffed enemy with your weapon disorientates others within 5 meters and amplifies your weapon damage by 5% for 10 seconds, and this can stack 5 times. Once we chain a bunch of kills together, we can actually get 45% amplified damage. For the attributes on this, we've gone with max weapon damage, crit hit damage, and a crit hit damage mod. For our chest piece, we've gone with 1 piece of Grupo for that 15% crit hit damage. It's a pretty simple one. It's max armor, crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and a crit hit damage mod. As I said before, you can use Sokolov here if you want. It's going to give you 10% SMG damage. The chest talent that we're going to be using is Obliterate. Critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds, and this can stack 25 times. So once we're at full stacks, that's 25% amplified damage. Your chest talent here is pretty flexible as well. If you wanted to use Unbreakable for more survivability, go for it, but I don't think it's really needed. For our holster, it's our second piece of Hunter's Fury, and we've got max armor and crit hit damage. For the knee pads, we have Hunter's Fury as well, max armor and crit hit damage. And the gloves are the fourth piece of Hunter's Fury, and we've got max weapon damage and crit hit chance. Now for the last item on the build, it's our backpack, and this has to be one of my favorite exotics in the game. It's the Memento backpack.
Me? Obsessed with you? Yes. Yes, I am, bitch.
It gives us one of each core attribute, weapon damage, armor, and a skill tier, and we've gone with a crit hit damage mod. The talent here is called Kill Confirmed. Killing enemies, they drop trophies. Collecting the trophies gives both short-term and long-term buffs. Your short-term buffs are going to scale with the core attributes that you have on your build. So with our setup, we're going to get 15% weapon damage, 40% bonus armor, and 5% skill efficiency for 10 seconds after we collect a trophy. For the long-term buffs, once we've got 30 trophies, we're going to get 30% weapon damage, 30% skill efficiency, and 3% armor regen. It's definitely going to be my preference of a backpack to use, but if you don't have this exotic item, don't stress. Go with Bloodsucker on your backpack. This is the perfect version, which is a DZ exclusive, but just the regular version of Bloodsucker works fine. Killing an enemy adds and refreshes stacks of 12% bonus armor for 10 seconds, max stacks is 10, so that's 120% bonus armor. Regular Bloodsucker will cap out at 100% bonus armor, but that's still a huge amount of added survivability to your build. For the skills, it's going to be player preference. I like to use a shield just in case I get myself in a sticky situation. And the assault drone, I think, works amazing. It's going to do a bit of damage, and it also takes NPC aggro. Righto champions, so that's the build. Now it's fine print time, let's check out those stats. Now for our crits with the OB, we're at 53 chance and 154 crit hit damage. Now for the Lady Death, our crit hit damage overall will be a little bit lower, but do keep in mind that we actually have a damage based weapon talent here. We can get up to 75% amplified damage, plus we can get a movement speed buff. The Chatterbox is going to have slightly higher crit hit chance, but the same crit hit damage as the Lady Death. But the talent Incessant Chatter is so OP. We get insane RPM, and we get an instant refill on the mag on kill. The Dark Winter's at 53 chance and 149 crit hit damage, but the talent Perfect Killer is going to increase our total weapon damage. And even though the Banshee has the lowest crit hit chance of all of them, it's still got solid crit hit damage, and the talent Optimus is obviously increasing our total weapon damage as we shoot. So just recapping, damage-wise, we have a massive 70% amplified damage on this build. We also have 30% armor on kill, and with the Memento backpack, we're stacking more damage and more survivability with huge chunks of bonus armor. This is what allows us to run and gun our little hearts out. So that's the build champions, my go-to PvE farming build for heroic content with all directives. massive damage, insane survivability, so you can run and gun all day long. But the most important thing about any build is it's a lot of bloody fun.
No cap.
What does that mean?
It's what all my fellow Gen Zers say.
So what do you reckon? Are you going to be a champion and have a crack at this build? What modifications would you make? Let me know down below. Thanks for tuning in, champions, and make sure that you show your support by smashing the like button on this video, and if you're not already, please subscribe. Everyone's support is always greatly appreciated. Remember to stay frosty, keep looting, shooting, and giving them hell. And I hope to catch you all in the next one. I'm Plum out.